So in this video, we're going to talk about optimizing health. That's mental health, emotional health, physical health, and spiritual health. It's all the same theory that will apply to all of these areas in your life. It's going to be super simple, something that you can add on like a plug-in to your life to enhance the rest of your life. So let's get into it. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Andrew Love, and it's my job here on this channel to help you reclaim your mind, heart, body, and soul so that you can become an unstoppable force of good in this world. Most people, they are looking for some sort of health. They want to be healthier, right? A lot of people can admit, I am not emotionally as healthy as I could be. I have a lot of dark days, or I judge people a lot. Or maybe my mental health isn't quite what I would want it to be. I have too many times when I zone out on my phone and it makes me bummed out on myself. I start attacking myself in my mind, judging myself, so on and so forth. Same with physical health and spiritual health. I think most of us can admit that we could be doing better in these areas, but we haven't ever fully committed to the process of getting super healthy in these areas. And that lack of commitment allows us to stay in limbo for most of our lives. So I was talking to this guy a few weeks ago, one of the guys that I mentor, and he was talking about how he doesn't quite feel as healthy as he wanted to be. And I said, well, what does that look like? What does health look like to you? And he realized that he hadn't really thought about what it would look like if he was living in the prime of his life, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, if he was just primed and ready to go. And that's the first biggest mistake, is the fact that he never clearly expressed to himself or what greatness looks like. And because of that, he'll never achieve it. He'll always be wandering around. Let's say you had a giant closet filled with clothes and you're like, I need clothes. And you walk around and you're looking at clothes. Nothing quite looks right, nothing quite fits right, because you don't know what it is that you're looking for. Are you gonna go to a formal event? Do you need a suit? Do you want something casual? Are you gonna go work out? You have to start asking those questions to figure out what outfit you actually need. So the same is true of, well, what does mental health really look like? What does physical health, what does spiritual health, and what does emotional health really look like? When you start answering those questions, the next step is to commit. That's step 2, is committing to that lifestyle. That means I will put down this donut and I will have this carrot because I'm committed. And that commitment is a huge momentum booster. If you don't have a commitment, then there's no real reason to do anything. You can sign up for a gym like most people do in the beginning of January, and you can quit your gym membership in February like most people do. Or you can commit to, I'm gonna get into the best shape of my life. What does that look like? It means I'm gonna have abs, it means I'm gonna be able to run 5 miles, it means blah blah blah. You start defining this. It means I'm gonna start eating the right foods, and that's gonna give me more energy so I can do more in the gym. Or maybe I want to run a Spartan race or something like that. When you start to get more clear about what you want, it starts to feed you the information of what you need to do. But what you want and where you're at, that's usually pretty far apart. And what gets you from here to here is your commitment and determination. You can have a lot of determination, but if you haven't committed, that determination usually will fizzle pretty quickly, within a few weeks. But if you're determined, and you know what a game changer is, accountability. Telling somebody, here's my commitment, here's my determination, this is what I'm gonna do, and this is how I'm gonna do it, that makes it almost certain that you're gonna take action. So just understand that commitment unlocks this freedom that you have because it eliminates all the choices. There's no choices if you've already committed, right? I'm married. I've been married for almost a decade, and it really eliminates the choices of who I get to kiss. One person. I chose that. So nobody else. Just that one person. My wife. That's just her. That's it. That's it. That's it. Do you understand? So commitment allows you the freedom to just go really deep in one direction and to become really powerful in that area. But the thing is that a lot of people really suck at committing because they fear, well, what happens if I commit? What if I fail? Or what about all these other options? Well, that's just you deciding to be the same, to stay stuck where you are. But the moment you sign on the dotted line of commitment in your heart and you say, I'm committed to this, and you tell somebody, all of a sudden it pushes you forward and you get energy. And you realize that you've allocated all this energy, you've had it in reserve. You had this reservoir of energy that was just waiting for you to actually make a stinking decision. But once you do, you get all this energy to push you in one direction. You'll also realize you start noticing your limitations a lot more clearly. You'll start to feel your limitations because you'll want to go in this direction, but you'll have all these habits pulling you back. But again, it's your commitment that severs the ties to all those bad habits, and you start forming new habits based on your commitment. So I hope you can understand that commitment in anything, and people usually see this, and I use a metaphor for like physical health, but it's the same thing with mental health. It's the same thing with emotional health. If you're not committed to a vibrant mental landscape, it's very easy just to take whatever thought comes your way and like, oh, I feel like thinking about pizza for the next 4 hours. Well, that's kind of a waste of energy unless you're a pizza maker. But for the rest of us, you're actually just obsessing over something. So what? Just throw that out. Oh, you're judging yourself? Just throw that out. What are you going to replace it with? What are you committed to? See, that commitment is like, oh yeah, no, I want to be a happy person. So what does a happy person think? Like this, like this. You try that out and you start working on that, and that becomes your default setting. You form new habits, bam. So I hope this was helpful. I know it's a super simple tactic, just committing and telling somebody about it, being accountable, but at the same time, it's the one thing that most people fail to do. They want a better life, they want more money, they want more friends, whatever, but they're not committed to a clear, expressed goal that they say to somebody else and find that determination to do it. If you can do that, there's endless possibilities. Your life can be whatever you determine it to be. So good luck, and I'll see you in the next video.